All right, looks like we are a few hundred miles in now. 300 miles, you can say it's a few hundred. And it's been a wild, well, it's only been 2 weeks. It feels like a blur because every morning I would wake up super early because I've been super exhausted at night. By the time 9 o'clock rolls around, I'm already in bed. That's mostly due to all of the riding, the heavy riding I've been doing. Basically, just chopping up the street. Every every energy I had in the last 15, 16 days, I have dedicated it to the Blitz Pro. It lined up with my office. My office at work is ridiculous. I keep getting flooded out, mold, asbestos, renovations. I got moved to like 3 different locations because my original office kept flooding. It had carpet and it kept getting wet and they left it wet and they had to redo the tiles. And then I got moved out of my office into a cubicle office. So I'm in the cubicle office and then the ceiling starts leaking what looks like sewage onto the ceiling tile, and it just took a while for them to get to it. Any case, so I got moved to a different area, the student worker area. So I've been over there for the past like 2 weeks. So funny enough, it just lined up with me getting the Blitz Pro. And when you're in a new location, it's very difficult to get your work done and to mentally focus on work when your work area sucks. But any case, I'm saying that because when I had to bring my wheel up the stairs the other day because of the elevator being broken, I nearly snapped my back. This thing is so big and wide. I grabbed it by the front handle and the back kickstand, and usually I can lift anything up that way, but this thing, I lifted it up and it didn't even get much past my shins. So as I was walking up the stairs, I had to push the wheel at an upward movement with my leg to get it up. So doing that really caused me to tweak my back. So I've been nursing a lower back pain, but on top of that, I had to clean my new office area. There was a whole bunch of network switches and a bunch of junk everywhere. So I was bending over, moving like 30 pounds of switches at a time to different area, and it just hurt my back. So finally, I am comfortable again. But the last 2 days, I did ride very heavy, so I feel pretty good again. Yeah, I am getting very comfortable on this bad boy. There's a point of comfort where you don't even know if your legs can take it. Does that make sense? It feels like you can control the big wheel so well that you're not going to hurt yourself. Kind of like driving a big car fast. You cover a lot of distance, and the faster you go, the more you pay attention and the more you're aware of things. So I think I've been stopping like, I don't know, it looks like, it feels like 100 feet from whatever happens, right? Like from a curb or people walking into little areas that's gonna block your path. I give so much space that I'm so far away. No one can complain that this thing is too big, right? If you have something gigantic, but it's going slow, it's not a huge deal. It's almost as if it's an 18-wheeler in like a Walmart parking lot. It's not dangerous to you if it's going like super slow. Like there's no way you can't get out of the way when something is going super slow. So I haven't had any issues. One time I did go through a huge group of people during a conference, and this woman, she was just not paying attention at all. And by the time I got like to her, and I'm like in this dense group of people, everyone's fine, they see me, right, in this big enough space, but she was just not paying attention. I thought she was paying attention, but she was not. So the last second, she freaked out, like she kind of just jumped to the side. But I can tell at that moment, everyone was probably thinking that she was completely just unacceptably unaware, right? Like she's just, it's like someone on their phone walking into like this edge of a sidewalk and then tripping. so no one really cared. I even took it through game day. There was a Argentina and Honduras game, and that was pretty fun. I post a short of it, but I'll post a whole video as well. I also posted some videos of my grocery shopping on the way to the grocery store, and I posted it on Reddit, and people were so upset. It was like the first 5 hours of the post, it was just people complaining that I shouldn't be on the street. I mean, on the sidewalk, and I should be on the street. But they don't realize this is local culture, like supersedes laws, I guess, in terms of like realistically being able to take in the traffic laws correctly. Technically, you're not allowed to go over 8 miles per hour on the sidewalk, but realistically, as long as you're slowing down near pedestrians, then that's like the biggest thing. Not even like you can go 100 miles per hour on the sidewalk, as long as there's zero risk of pedestrian getting injured. I've seen a few cops already, yeah, just wave. They're fine with me. They literally see me like every day, because I just ride the main streets and the sidewalks, and I wave, and very courteous to each other. I also probably know them because I've been on campus riding around every day for like 5 years now, and I did their building upgrade on the network, so I do kind of know their staff and stuff, so I think they're really cool with me and not worried about it, because I did park my EUC outside their police department a few times and no one cared. I feel like a hooligan. The way I ride, I know it's not straight line, it's not super slow, and it's not super safe, but it's like marginally safe, right? Like I understand risk assessments and risk mitigation as well as acceptable risk, and I just put this down as acceptable risk. It's just one of those things I'm gonna keep doing. I can already tell the perception of me from others is improving, because the first week I was on it, I felt like the trolley handle on this kind of sucks, and it kind of just takes you wherever, and you just kind of have to handle it. That is how I feel when I was riding it for the first few days. I'm a little clanky, I'm just not going straight when I want to. You can tell I'm not doing what I want to do with the wheel. Like, you can tell if I'm trying to, I just don't look super comfortable on it and don't look super confident. The confidence level is super high now. The only thing I am not like perfect about is probably the very day-to-day stuff, going in and out of the door. Every now and then I clip the door or something just because it's so big, but I'm already getting smooth. The other day I clipped the door. Luckily the door was able to move and I didn't fall, but that's happened to me on the T4 in the hallway. I hit the side of the door and hit the ground and the wall so hard, like I got slammed into the wall. And getting slammed into a wall, or this thing hitting you while you're on the ground, is like, that's dangerous. This thing spins up on the ground and whacks you and Beyblades your leg or something. That's super dangerous. So I think people recognize the danger of this because of its size, but also recognize the operator of the vehicle, right? You ever seen a skateboard guy where he's fucking just hauling ass and then he drifts a little bit around a corner and he keeps going as if nothing happened? That is like the vibe, basically. Like, you're kind of out of control, but you're in control. You're out of control within a limit of control that you're willing to exceed, right? Like, to me, I would never want to drift like on gravel or have a little bit of slippage. That's not fun to me. That's not fun at all. But the feeling of getting close to an obstacle, or slaloming something really tight, or even just going off a curb and then landing perfectly, that is what I like. Also, stairs are amazing, amazing, amazing. If you go too slow on stairs, it's uncomfortable. But if you go at the perfect speed or a little bit more, you have this amazing, amazing feeling. I think if you skip the first step down, it allows the suspension to fully expand back out, and then you hit the bottom stairs, and it just feels so floaty that you have to experience it for yourself. I never felt anything like it, and it's probably because of the big wheel, the 20-inch tires, because it's just so smooth, and this 20-inch tire just floats over everything. It's very smooth. I usually keep my tires at like 25, but I've been keeping it at 30 on this because it gives it a little bit more maneuverability. You're kind of able to just kind of swing it around a little bit more. The agility increase as the surface area of the tire decrease on the ground, and you're kind of just turning and carving off a ball point instead of like a flattened donut on the ground. So you're getting less surface area on the tire touching the ground, but you get a lot more maneuverability. Okay, so that's all I wanted to talk about. The honeymoon phase is slowly calming down, and I think I'm a normal person again, not completely obsessed with this wheel. I've been posting so much content on it, but honestly, the Blitz Pro is very photogenic. It's a beautiful wheel. Everyone's impressed. Everyone thinks this is the best looking wheel out there at the moment. I think it's the lights, it's the silhouette, it's the shape. It's almost like a car versus the tank looking, bulky handle, weird shit poking everywhere that Leapercam and the Lynx and all that have. I don't like the look of those. Those look stupid to me. It looks like something I would bring to war and fight, but not something that belongs on the street. It scares people, especially one of the guys had a Sherman S. That thing was gigantic, but he was such a good rider that no one felt nervous around him. He was gigantic himself. He was a big dude on a big ass wheel that can go super fast, but he had so much confidence in his skill that it would be hard to not believe that he's in full control of it and safe to a certain standard. Any case, that's it. That's enough for a 5 o'clock a.m. and a Saturday rant. I was going to go for a ride, but I went ahead and just forced myself to stay in this morning to just let my body relax a little bit. I do have to work for a little bit today, but after that, I will probably be cutting up the streets again.